Hi, I'm Jeff Stokes. Welcome to Jeff's Daily Dose of Encouragement. Today I want to encourage you to be a possibility thinker. I'm reading today from the book of Ruth. I've got out of Judges and I'm into Ruth. Well, technically it's actually still in Judges. It's just because I think it's a longer story. It's been given a book of its own, which it deserves. And we have the story of a lady called Naomi who was living in the land of Moab, and there was a famine there, and her husband died, and her two sons had married Moabite girls, and then they died, and then she decides to turn to Israel because she'd heard that there was food there. The famine obviously had caused the death of her husband and her sons, but her daughters survived. And then when she gets to go back to Judah, one of the girls, Orpah, decides that she'll end up going back home, even though she was insisting to go with Naomi. She in the end gave way to what Naomi said and went back. But Ruth, it says, clave to her and would not turn away. She wanted to go with with Naomi. And then when we get to the place where Naomi comes into Jerusalem, or Bethlehem, I think it says, and it says from verse 19, so they two, that's Naomi and Ruth, went until they came to Bethlehem. So it was Bethlehem. And it came to pass, when they were come to Bethlehem, that all the city was moved about them. And they said, is this Naomi? And she said to them, call me not Naomi, which means pleasant. Call me Mara, which means bitter. For the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, and the Lord has brought me home again empty. Why then called you me Naomi, seeing the Lord has testified against me, and the Almighty has afflicted me? Now, we can be like that. We can be in situations where we feel like we're afflicted and everything's gone, we've lost everything, we're empty-handed. But what she didn't see at the time was the possibilities. And the possibilities was, because she'd even said just before that to her daughters, I'm too old to have a husband. I can't bear sons in my womb so that you can stick around and then marry them. I can't give you anything. But Naomi didn't know. Well, God knew, of course, but this is why we have to be possibility thinkers, even in the midst of when things are really bad. She had the heir, an heir, if you like, what should we say, a forebear, right by her side, who was to be the grandmother, is it the grandmother of David? And ultimately the line through which Jesus Christ was born. And Naomi had no idea the possibilities that was right in front of her, because she went and, of course, ended up marrying Boaz, which we'll get to later in the story. So that's why these stories, these accounts teach us to be possibility thinkers, because God is always, that old song, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. She wasn't empty. She thought she was empty, but she wasn't empty. She had Ruth, and Ruth was a fine young woman, and married a near kinsman of Naomi's, and then the line of David, through to the line of David, and then to Jesus Christ. So be a possibility thinker. It's not about making up all your own possibilities, but have that positive possibility thinking, because nothing's impossible with God. If you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwells in him and he in God. God bless you. Have a great day.